Community circles are a way for friends, family and neighbours to support someone they care about through regular informal meetings with a facilitator. Meet Julie, a single mum, and her daughter Lucy. Julie was worried about Lucy leaving special school and making the transition to adult life. Julie read about community circles on the local authority's website. This is Helen. She's the local community circles coordinator. Julie phoned Helen and they agreed to meet in the local cafe. Over a cup of coffee, Helen listened to Julie talk about where she hoped Lucy would be in a year's time and how she thought a community circle could help. This led them to deciding on the purpose of the circle, to help Julie support Lucy to move to adult life and find a job and have friends. They talked about how the circle could be paid for and how often, when and where the circle would meet. For Julie and for Lucy, this would need to be a weeknight, ideally a Tuesday, Wednesday or Thursday, every 4 or 5 weeks in their home. The next step was to find a community circles facilitator. To get a good match between the person and a facilitator, Helen looks for somebody who lives in the same neighbourhood and is available when the person wants their circle. Helen shared the one-page profiles of the 3 facilitators who lived locally and were available with Julie. They made the final decision, also influenced by the facilitator's personality and shared interests as well, and both of those they could read about on the one-page profile. Julie and Helen thought that Max was the best match. Helen shared the information that Julie had given her and also about the purpose of the circle with Max and linked them up together. They met for a cup of tea at Julie's house. Max and Julie talked about who the important people are in Julie and Lucy's life, and they mapped this onto a relationship circle, and this helped them decide who to invite to the circle and how to do this. Julie uses Facebook a lot and decided to invite people using a Facebook group. Then they talked about what it would take for Julie and Lucy to feel comfortable in the circle meetings. The first meeting was relaxed and informal, around the kitchen table at Julie's house. There were 4 people, 3 friends and the next door neighbour. Max explained about community circles, what they are and how they work. They created a circles meeting map together with the purpose of the circle, how they could share roles and how they could make sure it worked for everybody, particularly Julie and Lucy, and sometimes these are known as ground rules. The main focus of this meeting was to get to know each other and then to explain what would happen next. At the second meeting, Max's colleague Michelle came just for that meeting to facilitate a process called a person-centred review. Given the purpose of the circle, Helen had suggested to Julie and Max that this could be a good place to start. During this meeting, people talked about what is important to Lucy both now and in the future, what help and support Lucy needs in her day-to-day life, and what's working and not working from Lucy's perspective, from Julie's perspective, and from the rest of the circle's perspective as well. They thought about what else they needed to learn or find out together. This led, in an hour and a half, to some very specific actions that people in the circle shared between them. The third meeting was back to just Max, and at this circle meeting they talked about how they were getting on with the actions, what they'd tried, learned, what they were pleased about, what they were concerned about, and again they decided what to do next. The next few meetings were similar, coming back to actions, thinking and problem solving together. Circle members use their skills, talents and also connections to get things done. For example, Lucy got work experience at the printing firm owned by a neighbour's friend. One of the other circle members offered to take Lucy with her daughter to the Saturday art class. She had not realised that they shared an interest in art until the person-centred review. Another friend agreed to research what's called the local offer and see what could be useful for Lucy and Julie from that. And so change started to happen for Julie and Lucy through the community circle. Community circles are not just for people with learning disabilities, they are a way for us to support each other in our local community. We are all likely to need help or support at some time in our life, so one day you might find a community circle useful. Like Max. Max is 19 and at university. He has mental health issues and the circle helped him get connected with his faith community. Max's circle started with a community map. Jenny's circle helps her mum Susie manage Jenny's personal budget. They used a style of person-centred planning called a path at their circle. Lucy's in her 60s and has cancer. She's looking at a community circle as she starts to plan for the end of her life. And Emma is a carer with 2 children who both have disabilities. The purpose of her circle is to support her emotionally, build her resilience and well-being so that she can keep her sons at home. Emma's circle got started by looking at something called the 5 ways to well-being. We hope you can see how community circles bring us together to think and plan with someone who needs support because of health issues, disability, age or circumstances, to support each other and build strong, connected communities that benefit all of us.